So, here's the situation. Orland works at a clinic in Hardyville, South Carolina, and every day during his lunch break, he heads over to a nearby public park to eat. It's a routine for him. A quiet spot, some shade, a chance to step away from work. But one day, that routine got interrupted. Officers from the Hardyville Police Department approached him and told him he couldn't park or sit there. They claimed the area behind the gates was off limits to the public. From Orland's perspective, he had done nothing wrong. The gates were open, and from his understanding, open gates generally mean public access.
Hello? It's off. Yes, sir?
What are you doing over here?
I work around here, so I come every day for lunch.
Okay. You can't be pulling back here.
I've seen a lot of cars
driving back here.
I've seen a lot of cars that park here. And there's no signs or nothing.
No more.
How come?
Because they don't want you driving back here.
Okay, go ahead.
They do not want you driving in these gates. Nobody's supposed to be driving back here. Those gates are supposed to be locked. So
I've asked for permission.
Okay. Well,
so
I'm letting you know.
Well, my question is, if I may.
Yes.
Who can I go ask?
Absolutely nobody. You're
Nobody?
not supposed to be driving back here. They don't want people parking over here. Okay? That's it.
And what's your name?
T-Bone.
And your badge number?
Listen, I'm just doing what
I want to know who I'm talking to, sir.
Yeah, PFC Tebow, the Hardyville Police Department.
And your badge number.
PFC Tebow, the Hardyville Police Department. Okay. They don't want you driving back here. You can park anywhere else.
This is the only way I get shade. That's why I park.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I get it. They just don't want people back here. These gates are supposed to be locked.
First,
I understand.
No, I'm just.
Trust me.
So this is not the
Listen.
first time I have contact.
Okay.
First time, they were locked, and I parked on the side because I was eating my lunch.
Okay.
And an officer says, "I don't want you to park anywhere here." He says, I was like, I'm waiting for them to open this place.
Yeah.
Because I park here to eat my lunch.
I got you.
He said nothing about that. He said that was fine. But if it was closed, I can't park here. So he said,
These
go
aren't
find.
supposed to be open.
Okay.
Okay.
It would be nice if they have a sign because,
They're working on it.
of course, I look at it from my point of view.
And look
I
at
work-
for mine. I'm just telling you can't park back here and you're getting all defensive. Right?
It's not defensive.
It is. It is. So
Okay.
I'm just letting you know that these gates shouldn't be open.
Okay.
So you shouldn't be parking over here. If the lady catches you over here, the director of Parks and Recs catches you over here, she's going to call us. We're going to come up here. She's going to want you trespassed.
Okay.
For what? For absolutely nothing. I understand your point. The gates are open. You drove over here. No big deal, right? Got it. I just come over to let you know that they don't want people parking over here.
Okay.
That's it. That's it.
And you said they're working on signs?
They're working on signs.
Okay. And you said I can park anywhere else?
You can park anywhere else. You see where that car is right
Yes.
there? I know there's
So
not
I can even park where the car is right there?
I got you. I know there's not a lot of shade.
No, I'm saying, can I park there?
Where at? Right
Like
there
where that car
truck
is? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's
'Cause
you
last-
can park there.
When it's closed,
So-
I park on that side too.
Right. I got you. I got you. So they just don't want. They're trying to keep these gates locked. What happens is USCB uses these fields.
Yeah, and they
They
park
leave the gates open.
Mhm.
These things get broken into.
Okay.
So if the gates are locked,
So
there's
if,
no big deal.
if I want to use those tables to eat my lunch,
So there's actually a gate, and it's all the way on the other
they
side.
they closed it. They have it locked.
Yeah, see.
So what
They're
I'm saying,
trying to
like,
shut it all down.
okay,
I know.
it's
I know.
not the problem is not with cops or nothing. What I want to know is like, how can I make it right for me to come
No,
here?
I know.
Because I work here.
I got you.
You know, like,
Listen.
so let's say,
I got it.
who can I contact? Like, let's say the owner. Who was the
So-
lady that you said that?
Jen is the director of Parks and Rec.
And her phone number so I can
I
call
don't
her.
know her phone number right offhand.
Okay, and-
she's the director of Parks and Rec.
And where can I find her if I want to go talk to her directly?
To be honest, it's better to try to call her and leave her a message.
Okay, where can I get the number?
Facebook or internet. You can
Okay.
go to our page and get it. City of Hardyville.
All right.
So anywhere I know, and I know what you're saying. Trust me, I got it. Like when she said these gates are supposed, I'm not arguing with her. Just because all the break-ins
So
and vandalism we have had,
let's put it this way: if I leave my car out there, can I walk in here?
if the gates are open, yes.
Okay, so
there's
it's just me.
man gate.
Mhm.
There's a man gate over there, right?
Yeah.
So if you park out there
Hello,
and
officer.
walk in here,
What's your name
James.
and your badge number?
What's that?
And your badge number?
My badge number?
Yeah.
97448058.
Oh, cool.
So
Thank you.
if you walk in that main gate and come over, and that's what they're going to end up doing is that's how people are going to have to come over here and go fishing too.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
Yeah, I don't mind the walk.
Gates are supposed to be locked.
but if I don't see no
I
sign,
gotcha.
the doors wide open, and
gotcha.
I see a lot of people come here.
Those are the softball people.
No, but I see people come fishing. I see a lot of stuff
Right, and
in
they're
their
not
cars,
gonna be- they're not
and I
gonna be
see
able to
even
either.
I understand. So that's
It's
all.
not just
That's all I
you.
want to say. I don't
It's
mind.
not
I don't.
just you.
If I'm not allowed, I don't mind. I can go eat somewhere else. You know.
No,
But if
they want and again,
yeah,
it's not you.
of course.
It's these buildings get broken into. These gates are supposed to be locked. USCB leaves them open,
Okay.
and then people are back here.
My understanding that this was
Tons of other
because
stuff.
of the pond. I thought it was public property. So when it's locked, I went into that building, and I not this building, but the
City Hall.
City Hall, and I asked for permission. I was like, "Hey, I work at a clinic right here around the corner. I like to come eat my lunch outside." So I asked them, "Can they open the doors for me?" And she said, "Those doors should be open. I'll get them open for you." So yeah, this doors, because that's what I told them. Okay, so that was her misunderstanding too,
No,
because
you're good,
she
man.
directed me here.
You're good. No big deal. I just letting you know.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, appreciate it.
No problem. Have a good one.
You too. Have a nice day.
All right, man.
Stay safe.
When the officer approached Orlin, he explained that no one was supposed to drive or park behind those gates. Orlin asked if he could get permission or clarification, and the officer insisted that nobody was authorized to park there, even though Orlin had parked without causing any issues. This is where things get tricky. The officer's position followed the strict interpretation of authorized vehicles only, which, under city guidelines, technically applies when gates are locked. But on that day, the gates were open, which created a gray area. Orlin wasn't obstructing anything or violating posted rules. He was just eating lunch. Under South Carolina law, public parks are generally open to the public unless restricted for a legitimate reason, such as maintenance or a scheduled event. Under the South Carolina Code of Laws, Chapter 11, Section 16, which addresses entering premises after a warning or refusing to leave upon request, criminalizes unauthorized entry onto private property. However, public parks remain accessible to citizens during their posted open hours. In this case, Orlin's presence during open gate conditions aligns with reasonable public access. The confusion arose from city procedures, gates that are sometimes locked, sometimes open, and signs that say authorized vehicles only, which don't account for casual park use like sitting or fishing. Orlin didn't just accept being kicked out, he went to City Hall to clarify. He asked about the rules, the gates, and why he was told to leave.
So I was just here by the City Hall, and I park here every day for lunch, and I was told I'm not allowed to park here anymore. So this video is just trying to find out if it's true. I'm gonna go find out somewhere else. I'm gonna go ask the City Hall, because this place should be public, if I'm not mistaken. I will find out. Hello. Hi, ma'am. I have a question. What's your name? Emily. My name is Orlin. I work around here in a clinic, and every time for lunch, I come here and I park where the pond is. I try to find some shade and I park there.
Yeah.
Is that allowed for me to do when the?
Yeah, absolutely is.
So I was
Public park, yeah.
I was just there, and two officers, they saw me, they came to me, and they said that I'm not permitted to be parked there. And I tried letting them know, and that I had came here before, and it was
I think I remember you.
yeah,
I think you have come in here.
yes,
before.
ma'am. And they told me that I'm not permitted there, like not to park there. So my question is, there's no signs. They says that they're working on them, but I don't know if they if they're
Right. So, okay, so our Parks and Recreation Director is over all of this back here.
Sorry, the officer mentioned
Yeah.
some lady.
Jennifer Combs.
She says that if she sees me there, that she could call the cops on me because I'm parked back there.
Well, I'm
I
gonna.
recorded the whole conversation.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure, because I've seen a lot of people drive back there. And
Yeah.
and I've never seen her, not even once, being told to leave.
Being told, yeah. No, I get it. And nobody else has came in here and told me that the cops have run them all,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Jen, the PRT director, she's at a conference up I think in Greenville this week, but we need to start with her because that's her park. You know what I'm saying?
You see, I should have asked for like a supervisor, because I don't know if somebody called on me. I don't know if cops if they took the initiative to come talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, or you could call and talk to the police chief if you wanted to go like above not necessarily above their heads, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You could always do that. His name is Sam Woodward.
Okay. Thank you.
I can give you the police department's phone number.
Please.
Yes.
Now, there is one sign that says unauthorized personnel, something like that. Unauthorized. There's two signs. One sign says game day personnel allowed only. And then there's another one that says unauthorized vehicles not allowed. So I wanted to ask about those two because
yeah, and this is very vague, but like all of that is above my head because I don't. Wow, there's really no cards out. I was looking for the Jennifer. Let me get to her.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah, because the officer directed me to her, but he wasn't able to give me no phone number or anything.
Okay, here's Jennifer. The top is her cell phone. The bottom, her office is actually at the new rec center.
Okay.
So that's the number 2, the rec center. Like I said, she is at a conference this week, so she's not in her office.
Yes, ma'am.
But I would start with Chief and Jen.
Okay. Now, one question: how can I describe that area?
The Richard Gray complex.
Richard Gray
complex.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
And you can obviously if you reference the home, there's only one back there and all that.
Perfect. Thank you very much. You have a blessed day.
Have a great day. Thank you.
So, like as you heard, she says that it's public, but those officers felt the need to come and talk to me. Now, I don't see. I mean, if somebody complained, it's one thing, but if they just saw me and they decided to come and not just because they didn't want me there, then that's a problem. Because they can't be enforcing feelings.
Orland was then advised to speak with Police Chief Sam. During their discussion, the chief clarified the official policy. If gates are locked, the area is off limits to unauthorized vehicles. If gates are open for an event, the public can enter. If gates are mistakenly left open, officers are instructed not to harass someone who is merely eating lunch or enjoying the park.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said, there's one or two things got to happen here. Either you leave the gate open or you close it.
Correct.
If you lock it, nobody's allowed back there. Period.
Yes.
Because you don't want nobody back there. Because of the problems with the break-ins and the tearing up and all that stuff that goes on back there. So keep the gates locked. That keeps everybody out of it. Allows you out, not in, allows nobody else in.
It wouldn't let nobody drive in.
Right.
But it wouldn't stop from people getting in because
No,
those fences are really easy to jump.
You jump the fence. But of course, what the problem is driving back there and people cutting donuts with the cars because that happens.
I see little kids drive.
So that's the reason for locking the gates. Okay. So that was the reason. I said, Jen, either lock the gates or leave them open, one of the two. I can't have them locked one day and unlock the next because what you're doing is you're sending the wrong message.
And that's the reason I went to ask for permission because I seen them. Sometimes they're open and sometimes they're locked, and I'm like, okay, either somebody's not doing their job.
That's right.
Or somebody hasn't explained to that person that this is what your job is. So my next question is that place public or private?
It is public when it's open.
Correct.
It's private when it's closed.
Okay, so at that moment when I was there,
we're responsible for the property.
Correct.
We have to pay for the damages. The city taxpayers have to pay for damages when somebody tears it up.
Correct.
Just like when the kids broke into the concession stand, when they tore the fence, when they cutting donuts, when they plant grass, all that comes out of taxpayers' money.
Correct.
if we don't catch the person that does it, then they have to pay restitution, which that helps for the taxpayers not having to pay
Correct.
for it. We open that fence when we have what we call the fishing rodeo back there, when we have the kids coming fishing the pond and all that stuff, the police put on. Okay? So it is open, and it is also open when USCB is having their games.
Correct.
Okay? But they pay for that. They pay a price to do this stuff, okay?
To play in the field.
Right.
Correct.
So that's the reason they get to go back there and open the gates and drive back there and do all that stuff that they got, okay?
Now, I seen people come watch the game and park back there.
Well, I don't know who parks back there other than USCB people.
So
have
I
the
have
right to go back
so
there.
I started taking from that moment then that I was kicked out of a public place with the gates right open. After me asking for permission to be there, I was told that I wasn't allowed to be there.
I just told you if the gates were open, you had a right to be there.
So
Okay? If the gates are open. If the gates are locked, you do not.
So that day
Okay?
when I got kicked off, the doors were open,
Right.
and I drove in.
That's right. Somebody left the gates open that was not supposed to let the
So
gates open.
right now they're open right now.
They're not supposed to be open. I'm telling you, when we got this complaint from you,
Okay.
my lieutenant brought it to my attention. I got on the phone. Jennifer was in class and then out of state. And I called her and asked her about that situation. I said, Jen, either we're going to leave the gates open or you're going to leave them closed. And you need to take the sign down if the sign doesn't apply. That authorized vehicles only.
Correct.
Now, if that has not been done, then I'll get with her and we'll figure that out, okay? But if the gates are open right now, as far as I'm concerned, if the gates are open, you have a right to go back there and eat lunch, sir.
So what did she tell you when you told
She
her
was
that?
going to take the sign down or keep the gates locked
Okay.
because that's what should be done.
And at this moment, none has happened.
Okay, I'll go check on it,
Okay, so from there on, right?
okay?
I've seen officers go and park there. I've seen officers go and do what they gotta do to their cars.
I
And
don't know what you mean do to their cars.
so I got pictures where people like I seen officers in the back of the trunk doing stuff. I seen another car parked looking the other way, just there. You know, I parked it in front of where because I wasn't supposed to be. That's what the officer told me, and I parked where
They're
she told me
city
to.
vehicles, yes.
And he was just there, and
They're
then
city vehicles.
correct.
Right, okay.
So my thing is this: I pay taxes.
Yes, sir.
I pay taxes for that place to be kept the way it's kept. So at that moment, like you said, I agree with everything you said. I just don't know why he made contact with me.
I don't happen to know why, other than he was checking the property that day, saw you in there and checked on you. That's the only thing I can tell
But I
you.
was kicked
Because they're-
out. I wasn't
because
checked
they're
out.
supposed to check that property.
Okay,
Okay,
I understand that. At that moment, I wasn't. If he would have checked on me, seeing if I was breaking any rules or any laws, I would understand. But what I'm saying is this: did the officer what he did was correct to
What
kick
I'm
me out of?
telling you is
to
that
kick-
officer's checking that property.
Sorry, I
he
wasn't
checked you out. Okay. There's a sign on that gate that says only authorized vehicles in there. Okay. Authorized meaning if USCB has written the fields out, they're authorized.
Correct.
Okay. That's authorized vehicles. My police vehicles are authorized vehicles. City vehicles are authorized vehicles. You're not a city vehicle.
But I did get the authorization to drive with
Who
my
gave
car
you the authorization?
at the city hall.
They don't have permission to give you that, is what I'm telling you.
So who does have that
I'm
permission?
telling you, if the gates are open and the ball game's going and you want to go watch the ball game, you'll have the permission. But if the gate's locked or shut, you do not have the permission. And the authorized vehicle is authorized vehicle.
I don't.
The sign explains itself. I can't explain no more than what
So
the sign
I
does.
don't understand. This is what I'm having trouble understanding.
Yes, sir.
You say if the doors are locked, you're not allowed to be
No.
there. But the doors were open,
Yes,
and
sir.
I was allowed to be there.
Yes, sir.
And he
But there
kicked.
wasn't a game going on. There wasn't a game.
There was
going on.
there was
I don't-
in the other side. In the other side, there was.
Only thing I can explain, there wasn't a game going on in that field where they parked for that game field.
So I can.
The other side,
okay.
there's another place
Yes,
to park.
correct.
Okay?
So I can only park in that area if there's a game going on,
If
and
you're going to watch the game.
and I'm going to watch the game. So if I don't like baseball
Mhm.
and I don't want to be part of that, but I just want to go eat my lunch
Mhm.
Am I allowed to do that?
You're not allowed to go in a gate that's locked.
I'm not saying it's officer, chief. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Since I asked for permissions for those doors to be open,
Those doors wasn't
Gates.
supposed to be
Gates.
open. Okay, the gates are not supposed to have been open. I'm letting you know that now.
Okay.
There's where the mess. There's where the whole problem comes. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't the officer's fault. It was somebody else's fault. Those gates should be locked at all times unless there's a game going on. You got me? Unless we got a function going on back there at the ponds, those gates should have been locked. There's the issue. Okay. And that's what we need to correct so we won't have this problem
Correct.
anymore.
correct.
And I want to make sure that you don't get talked to by the police or harassed by the police, what you're thinking you got harassed, or whatever you want to call it. I don't want that to happen. I want our people to talk to people when they need to talk to people. This officer was patrolling the area, saw your car back there, and made contact with you and want to know why you were back there.
That's not.
That's all.
No, that's not what happens, officer.
That's what
He
explained to me.
did not make contact just to make contact with me. He went to kick me out of that place.
Because the sign
So-
says you was an authorized vehicle.
Okay. He did not ask me if I was authorized or not. All he said is, you're not allowed to be driving back here. I explained to the officer that I had permission. At that point, it's not my fault. It's the other person that gave me permission. But he didn't say the permission is taken away from you. He didn't say, what I'm saying is this. At that moment, I did what he told me to do. But next time I won't. Because no,
That's your prerogative.
may I finish?
Yeah.
So when I say I won't, is that if I know that I'm not breaking any rules, I'm not breaking any law, I called since last week, they still leaving the doors open, they still have the same signs, they still have everything. I see cars parked there, I see your officers parked there, I see regular people.
My officers are authorized to park back here because they're authorized vehicles.
But even,
Because they're police vehicles.
but like you said,
It's owned by the city.
but like you said, I am allowed there if the doors are
I
open.
don't have no problem with you parking back there if the gates are open. I don't have no problem. And my officers
But that
have been
officer did.
instructed- Listen, and since this incident, my officers have been instructed if the
Okay.
gate is open, they're not to bother anybody.
And that's the answer I'm looking
Well,
for.
that's what I mean.
Because look,
Because I'm not going to sit there and tell you not to go in a gate that's unlocked, that there's a public baseball game going on, and you're eating your lunch. I don't have no problem with you doing that. But the person over Parks and Rec has been advised if they don't want nobody back there, they need to keep the gates locked.
okay.
Simple as that. Now, if they're not doing that, that's on them. Okay? My officers have been instructed not to bother people if the gates are unlocked, unless they're causing some kind of mess back there that we need to be called on.
Okay, so for example, tomorrow,
Yes.
I'll be there at 1
Mm-hmm.
eating my lunch.
Okay.
I know that the doors are going to be open. And if they're not open, I'm going to go and get somebody to open them for me.
No, you're not.
I'm not allowed.
Because you're not. No, sir. No, sir. If the gates are locked, you listen to me.
Yeah, go ahead.
If the gates are locked, you do not have permission to be back there. You don't have a. We have.
Not inside. I'm not saying that. Let me finish so you won't
You said it's
misunderstand.
inside the gates.
So there's two gates. There's the gates to
The
the
main
pond.
gate and there's the side gate.
Yes.
You're talking about the side gate over there by the pine trees.
So once I come to the first gate and I see the doors, the gates locked, right?
Right.
And I see the sign that says on game day,
Mhm.
only staff allowed.
Authorized vehicles.
No, there's two signs.
Right.
So there's one that says when there's game days,
Mhm.
only people that are staff are allowed to be there.
Mhm.
You're telling me that I'm allowed to be there if there's a game. The
You
sign
got a right to go watch the game.
and the sign doesn't say that. The sign says that if I'm not a staff, I'm not allowed to be there if there's a game
you
going
wanna
on.
watch the game as a civilian, you can go watch the games. That's why we have them.
But at this point, it's not with you guys, it's with the signs then. Because there's two signs. There says no vehicles, no, it says no authorized vehicles allowed. To be honest, when I saw that sign, I was like, nobody has taken the authorization to me to be in a public place. I made sure if that was public, and if it's public, it's like a park. Can you have a public park closed?
We can allow vehicles or non-vehicles that's not authorized to go into a place because of vandalism. or
Yeah, but
stuff
I'm
like
not.
that.
I'm not gonna do that.
Well, I don't know
Oh,
that. I don't know you from Adam's house cat. Do you know me?
I'm
Do
telling
you
you.
know me?
So a chief of police would go and vandalize a
I'm
place
just
that
saying to you, I
I
don't
work.
know you.
I work for this, and
I don't know you.
okay. So I'm
And my
into.
police officer didn't know you.
Okay, so I'm.
So he's checking you out to find out who you are, just in case something happened. Just say that he just checked you out, and 2 minutes after you left, something happened,
Okay.
or you decided to cut a donut in on the grass.
When that happens, and you give me a fine, you give me whatever you want,
Well,
and
we
you
don't
fine.
want that.
But I don't mind if I'm doing something wrong. I want you to correct me because I don't want that to lead to something bigger. My thing is this. Like you see me, I'm a little I can be defensive and
Sure, you can.
so and there's officers that can push it to the
Sure they
to
can.
the
Nobody's perfect.
and I don't want it to get there.
Nobody's perfect.
So what I'm saying is this. There's two signs. This officer that I just showed you the video of, he told me that if I parked over there, I can go in there. You're telling me that I can only go if there's a game going. So
No,
I
I'm
have
telling you
different
that
stories
gate-
going on.
I'm talking about where you were parked by the oak,
By the
pine
pond.
trees.
By the pond, yes.
It was by the pine trees is what I was.
Yeah,
was told.
it's in front of the pond.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if that gate's locked, you don't have a right to go and take the lock off the gate and go in there.
I didn't state that I would do that.
Okay, I'm not saying you would. I'm just saying that's the reason
Correct.
for a locked gate.
If you don't work for the city
But
and
if
you don't have the keys,
if you drive in and go around that circle or go through that road there, that's open. That's open to the public for you to drive through, and you can go play basketball. You can go play on the playground. You can go to the dog park. You can do all that stuff. That's open to the public.
and
for that.
if I want to fish in that pond
If you want to go fish in that pond,
and the
when
doors
days
are open,
if the doors are open, you have a right to go.
if I want to go eat my lunch and fish
If the
at the same
doors,
time,
if you're calling it doors, I'm calling it a gate. If the gate
Sorry,
is open,
it's the same.
if the gate is open, there you can go.
Okay,
But if it's closed, you don't give you a right to jump the fence.
never done that.
Don't say you did.
I've
Just
never
say
done that. I'm just letting you know that.
It don't give you a right to jump the fence. It don't give you a right to cut the lock
Correct.
off and open the gate and go in.
But I do have the right to go after permission to be there. Am I wrong?
I'm telling you, you don't get the permission from City Hall.
Who do I get the
Jennifer
permission?
Combs is the
And where's her office?
her office is over at the New Rec Center on John Smith Road.
Okay,
You know
and-
where that's at?
Yes, I know. I can look it
Right
up. I
across
can-
the street
okay.
from the school.
Yeah, because I
That's
mean,
where her office is.
okay,
Okay.
That's
and
fine.
and I can give you her phone number. Okay, if you want that.
sure.
That way you'll have it. She's the one that's
No,
over the park.
you're right. I have it. I have your number too.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I give it to you. But she's in charge of that. She's in charge of it. Okay.
Okay.
And she's the one that I talked to and asked, let's do one or two things. Either keep the gate locked, take the signs down, keep the gates locked, put some more signs up, keep the gates locked. You can't have it both ways, Jen. I told her you can't have it both ways because it's caused a confusion. You got permission from somebody down at City Hall that is not supposed to give you
In
permission.
administration, yeah.
Okay? We had an officer checking the property and he saw you in there.
And
Now he might
and he
not
kicked me out.
Well, yeah, I mean, it sounds like he told you to leave. That's what he told you
Yeah,
to do. He
he-
told you.
he kicked me out.
He told you that the lady from the
That he didn't want me there, and that
They didn't want you there.
if that Jenny would see me, that she
She
would
would-
trespass me
She could call the police and
and
ask
trespass me.
if she thought you were doing something wrong. That could happen.
But
But if you didn't do nothing wrong, then here again, that's what people have to understand. If we're not doing nothing wrong, we can't bother. We're not should bother you.
at that moment, I wasn't doing anything, and I got kicked out of a public place.
Because Jen says
Did he-
no unauthorized vehicles are supposed to be there. You was not an authorized vehicle. Got me?
I understand this.
Okay. Let's
Is that when I went to City Hall and I spoke to somebody above,
all right.
I spoke to somebody.
First of all, they don't have no right they don't have no right to say anything to the police other than me. I'm the head of the police. Okay? I'm in charge of that
They
officer.
told me, not the officer.
I'm talking about the officer
Oh,
that you're talking about.
Sorry
I came
about
down
that.
and talked to
I
you.
understand that.
If you have a complaint to them about one of my officers, they should have sent you to my office. That's what number one should have happened. That didn't happen. Okay? They can't give you permission to go anywhere in them gates if they're locked or open. That has to come from either the city manager or Jen.
So, would you like to see what they actually told me?
I know exactly what they told you.
No,
They
at City
told me
Hall.
no,
At City Hall.
yes,
Because I have a video too
Yes.
of the exact conversation.
Yes. The girl told me what she told you because I asked her,
Okay.
and I said, "You can't. You're not the one that's allowed to do that."
Okay, so that was
So
her
we-
mistake.
And that's the whole. There's a big misunderstanding, and I want you to understand that we don't want to tee you off. We want to make sure that you eat your lunch
Yeah.
if you want to eat your lunch. If the gates are open, eat your lunch. You're not going to be bothered again. You got me?
Perfect.
But if the gates are locked,
I understand that.
if the gates are locked, the gates are locked.
I get it now.
That's it. Bottom line.
Okay.
And
So
that's what I expressed to my lieutenant to send out to my officers. I do not want to disturb you or anybody else is eating lunch.
so like right now, I saw an officer there.
Yeah.
He was parked there. He's allowed to be there.
Mhm.
Because I saw him there. I thought it was one of the officers waiting for me to go in there and say something to me.
No.
So
Our canine guy goes
Yeah,
back there.
there you
He
go.
runs his dog back there and does
that was
training.
the person I saw him, I guess.
Yes, Michael Humbert. I saw him there the other day.
Yeah. Okay.
He was in there training his dog.
Okay. I understand now. So
So
I appreciate it.
and again, you're gonna see officers back there training. You're gonna see officers back there parked. You're gonna because they could be watching somebody from USCB, a student or something that's been acting up back there or been called back there, and they're sitting back there trying to see if they can see them acting up. But again, I had my lieutenant make sure that my officers are instructed.
Yeah.
If somebody's back there having lunch,
Yeah.
do not bother. Leave them alone. Now,
I
I'm not saying
appreciate
they're
that.
not going to come up and
I
ask you who
appreciate it,
you
yeah.
are.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit there and say they're not
Yeah,
going
you
to come
can't-
out and do that. But what I'm saying, once he found out you was eating lunch, what should have happened was since the gate was open, what should have happened, you should have been left alone.
I appreciate that.
Okay?
And that's all I wanted to hear.
That's no problem. I'm for that.
And
Because you know what? I would rather have you sitting back there than not sitting back there.
And you see, my next step was this. Let's say Jen makes the decision of making that place, closing it, right? My next move or my next step is trying to get those signs removed.
Yes.
Because if I'm a taxpayer,
Mm-hmm.
I want to enjoy those facilities.
Sure.
Not just because people, just because, you like a certain sport, you're the only one allowed there.
Mhm.
That was my next move. But if you, like Lieutenant told me that he was gonna, try to talk to the city hall, because I felt somebody was giving me the runarounds. And
I'm not saying that didn't happen at first.
and my next thing is this. Let's say I hope your officers don't do that again if somebody's not making doing something wrong. But it's like, I know a little bit of English. Let's say a Spanish person was there and they're supposed to be there. And then let's say I don't want that to happen to
I
somebody
got
else.
Spanish speaking officers here that can translate if we need translation. We also translate on that translate line.
All right.
We also use that too. So again, I am sorry that
No,
this
it's fine.
happened. I really am because listen, when I heard about it, I said, listen, what should have been done was the officer found out who you were, that's what he was doing,
Mhm.
because really unauthorized vehicles are not supposed to be in, the gate's supposed to be locked.
And you see,
That's the bottom line. The gate wasn't locked. You went back there and ate lunch. You should have been left alone to eat your lunch and go about your business.
correct.
Okay? And that's
Yeah.
what I want to make sure happens the next time.
Appreciate it.
Okay?
I appreciate it. I don't want to take more of your time.
No. Hey, listen, we're here. I want you to feel like you can come to my door anytime.
And this is why I'm making the video, because
That's fine.
I'm part of a community where they're scared of you.
I don't
And when
want
I
you-
say you, I mean cops.
Right.
And I believe that we have rights
Yes.
like anybody else.
Sure.
So I want to make sure that next time it happens, I want to stand up for my rights. And if the officer at that moment it's in the wrong, I want to be able to say, can I speak to somebody at that moment? But because I didn't know, I have your number.
Oh, yes, but you got my
You're right.
email address on here
Appreciate
too. So if you want to send me an email, you want to send me any photographs, you want to send me anything, that's cards for you, sir.
Yeah,
Keep that card. And listen, my door is always open. And I want you to understand something right here today. If I can help, if my officers do anything wrong, I want to know about it. Because I can't fix it if I don't know about it, number
Correct.
one. I can't get them training if I don't know about it, number two.
Correct.
Okay? And if they're bad enough, then the only thing I can tell you is I need to get rid of them.
Correct.
Because I'm not going to tolerate it. I've been in this business too long. I'm going on 37 years being in this business.
Congrats.
I try to make sure we do everything as close to perfect as we can. We're not all perfect. We're all human
Definitely
beings.
not.
We all make mistakes. And we do make some
I'm Catholic. I would know I'm not that.
you might not like, and I understand that, but it's good to talk about it and talk them out. So that's what I want to try to do today. And while I'm meeting with you, I want you to understand that, listen, I'm not sitting here saying everything that officer said in there is correct.
Yeah.
But also there's stuff that I look at to make sure it don't happen again.
And it's definitely a tough job too,
Sure.
to be honest. I'm not gonna go into specifics, you know. I understand. I appreciate the time.
Yes.
And if you end up seeing these videos, I'm sorry. I just want to be able to show my community like
Show anybody
that you can do this.
sir.
That you can, you know.
You can show anybody
Appreciate
you want to, because you have a right to do what you're doing, okay?
I appreciate it.
It's under the freedom of America, and we all need to have a part of that, okay? And I want you to have that same freedom.
Thank you
And
very
I
much.
don't want nobody bothering you while you eat lunch.
And I mean, I want to be able to, you know, with things going on these days, I want to be able to have this dialogue.
My door is always open.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay? All right, sir? You have a very blessed day, okay?
You too, bro. I call you brother.
That's all right. No problem. All right, I was still right here, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right, sir.
Now, if I wanted to ask you a quick question
Okay.
about it before I left.
Okay.
So I see I'm a big fan of watching audits, First Amendment audits, and I seen people like go like, let's say your parking lot right here. I see gates,
Yep.
but there's certain signs that
Yes.
that can either stop you from going in. Like I saw this nice car that maybe one day or maybe somebody's gonna want to go and take pictures of.
Which one are you talking about?
The one hidden in the back.
Yeah.
So like, let's say, I should never mind.
restricted
Yeah,
area.
I just
You're not
saw it.
allowed
I
it.
just saw it. There you go.
Okay. Actually, if you saw that sign right there, I actually wasn't supposed to let you video in my office because
And
we
that's
have
why-
a security
Yeah.
problem where we have to fall under.
Correct.
But since you're filming me and you're not filming my computer and stuff,
Yeah.
that's why I let you do it. Okay.
Yeah, and that's why I asked the lady on the front. I was like, "You sure I'm recording? You know, I want to be able to."
Well, if believe me, we have what they call the SLED security that we have to fall under. And anytime we have computers on and stuff like that, that's the reason we can't allow. We're not supposed to allow people to video.
Yeah,
in our building.
and that's why I kept it like here because
I'll watch
I know
it.
I'm not allowed to be
I
like,
watch it, and I had no problem with it. Okay, but again, you see, there's signs. That's the reason for that.
him to go in there.
No, you don't. Okay. But that's the street areas. You're not allowed beyond that
Yeah.
point. Okay. How you doing?
I appreciate
You're doing
it.
good.
Yeah, now that I saw the sign,
Yeah.
the question goes out out the door because even if the gates are,
Open. You're still restricted area.
you know, and my thing is about the unauthorized sign, that sign, I have a problem with that
Yeah.
because if this is a public place, there should be a certain time that I'm allowed to be there and a certain time that I'm not.
Well,
Or am
see,
I mistaken?
this is a public place too.
Yeah.
But that place is not.
Correct. Because
This place is because this is where we park to go to court and come in the police
Yeah,
department.
so-
that place is for authorized vehicles like police cars and the people that work here.
Yeah, my next step is to get more informed
Yeah.
of that little area because
Yeah.
I
Well,
appreciate
like I said,
We'll take your
I don't
time.
have no problem with you parking back there.
I appreciate it.
But again, if the gate's locked, then the gate's locked.
Won't be able to drive.
Right.
I'll probably be able to jump it and break the rule.
No.
I know. I'm not saying that I would, but I'm saying I wouldn't be able to drive in, and
Okay.
wouldn't want to mess up my
Well,
car.
hopefully, I'll talk to Jen again today since you've come and met with me now, and we'll talk again, have a long talk about it, and see what she's going to do, and then maybe put something on our Facebook page and her Facebook page, and let's get the information out to the public so they'll know.
Correct. And I mean, at the end of the day, let's say like she's in charge, and let's say she comes up with the idea that she doesn't want people there. I'm still gonna question it because I'm gonna be like, okay, are you allowed to make that decision?
We would
you know?
do that is because of the problems of people tearing it up.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the reason we do what we do. When you see gates locked and that kind of stuff, a gates only keep an honest man honest.
Correct.
A locks, that's all they do. Anybody wants to tear up something, they can jump the fence. But what we can do is keep somebody from driving in there and driving through the fences and that kind of stuff
That's-
and tearing it up worse.
Yeah.
There's one thing jumping it, there's another one driving a car through it.
Correct.
It costs a lot more money to put up that fence if you
Yeah, I understand.
drive through it than jumping over.
It was a little go.
All right.
Have a good one. Have a blessed
Anything
day.
else, let me know. Send anybody that needs to
For
talk to me. My door's open.
And you see, like, we have good cops,
Yeah.
and I want them to to have contact with us because we are part of the community
I've been in this
too.
business a long time, and I didn't get to be the chief of police by being a bad cop.
Good thing you were the one.
All right,
Thank
good
you.
enough. Thank you.
It's a
So, while the officer on site followed a rigid interpretation, higher authorities recognized Orlean's right to be there. Essentially, the chief admitted the officers should have used discretion in this scenario. From a behavioral perspective, the officer's actions reflect a lack of situational awareness and a strict adherence to protocol without assessing the practical circumstances. The rules exist to prevent vandalism, unauthorized events, or vehicles causing damage, but Orlean posed no risk. Penal codes around trespassing define unlawful entry or remaining on private property, but public parks, when open and accessible, do not fall under these restrictions. Legally, Orlean was within his rights. The officer's insistence to remove him, despite open gates and no posted restrictions, highlights the tension between rigid enforcement and common sense application of public space rules.
okay, y'all. So you guys saw that, went pretty well. We went around and around, but at the end we got to an understanding. He says that you're not allowed to park there if the gates are closed. But when I was there, the gates weren't closed. But I mean, in a way, he did admit it. He admits that the officer what he should have done. And I mean, if somebody's telling them to enforce that sign, at the end of the day, it's not their fault either. So, but I mean, at the end of the day, this video is to push you to be involved in your community, not to be a pushover. If a cop tells you this, don't take his word for it. Go find out if what he's telling you is right. And yeah, man, because this is not the first time that's going to happen or the last. So I want to be able to respond the correct way. So, all right, y'all. That's it for me. I guess I won't be having trouble with them. All right. Goodbye.
So, what's the takeaway here? Orlean was legally allowed to be in the park because the gates were open, and he wasn't doing anything illegal or disruptive. The confusion stemmed from inconsistent signage, miscommunication from city staff, and the officer's strict interpretation. Higher authorities clarified the rules, emphasizing that casual visitors like Orlean shouldn't be bothered when the gates are open. This incident raises questions about citizen rights, public space access, and how law enforcement applies rules in real-world scenarios. We want to hear your thoughts. Have you ever been told to leave a public space unnecessarily? Drop your experiences and opinions in the comments below.